Okay, so if you're a parent in India, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that time of year, the school fee notification hits your inbox, and there it is, that familiar knot in your stomach. Education is supposed to be an investment, right? But for so many of us, it just feels like a massive, crippling bill. Well, today, we're going to dig into why that is, and way more importantly, what you can actually do about it. Let's dive in. I mean, that number just sounds insane, doesn't it? 60 locks for 12 years of school for just one child? That's more than a luxury car, sometimes more than an apartment. And this isn't some made-up figure to scare you. This is the reality for millions of families. So how on earth did we get here? To really get it, you've got to see the actual costs. So when you lay the numbers out like this, it all becomes painfully clear. Even what's called a low-tier private school can run you up to 10 lakh rupees over the full 12 years. And if you go for a mid-tier school, you're suddenly looking at anywhere from 12 to 24 lakhs. And the premium ones? Wow, 30 to 60 lakh rupees. Look, this isn't just about paying for books and buildings. It's about a system where the demand for what we think is quality education is just off the charts. But why? Why is that demand so incredibly high? And that question brings us to the real heart of the problem. It's easy to just blame private schools, call them greedy, but that's only seeing half the picture. The real engine, the hidden force pushing these fees into the stratosphere, is the condition of our public schools. Right, here's the bottom line. When parents feel like there's no decent, reliable public school around the corner, they become a captive market. It's simple supply and demand. Private schools can pretty much charge whatever they want because they know parents feel like they have no other choice for their kids' future. This isn't a free market. It's a market born out of desperation. And this perfectly captures the impossible choice parents are forced to make. On one hand, you have the promise of private schools, right? Better English, a shot at better jobs, maybe moving up in the world. But on the other hand, you have the documented reality of so many public schools. Not enough teachers, poor quality of teaching, and buildings that are literally falling apart. Now, if you're a parent looking at this choice, what are you going to do for your child? It's this gap, this huge gap between perception and reality that fuels the whole private school machine. Okay, so if we all know that the public school system is the root of the problem, the next question is pretty obvious, isn't it? Why isn't anyone fixing it? Well, the answer, it's messy. Because there are some pretty powerful forces that are quite happy with things just the way they are. I mean, just look at this list for a second. Real, meaningful change in education, that takes like 10 to 15 years to even see the results. But a politician, they need a win now, inside their 5-year term. Then you've got powerful teacher unions, and look, they often push back hard against any kind of accountability. On top of that, you've got the classic bureaucratic red tape, budgets that aren't even spent right, and get this, politicians using teacher jobs as bargaining chips. It's just a perfect storm that keeps everything stuck right where it is. But here's the thing, it absolutely does not have to be this way. High-quality, free public education isn't some crazy fantasy. It's a reality in many places around the world. Let's just take a quick look at a couple of examples of what's actually possible. Let's start with Finland. Here, teaching isn't just a job. It's one of the most respected professions in the country. You need a master's degree to even get in the door. And what's the result? 98%, almost everyone, goes to a public school. And these schools are consistently ranked among the best on the planet. The focus there is on real learning, not just passing a test. Or how about Singapore? They basically built a world-class education system from scratch. And they did it by focusing relentlessly on one thing, the quality of their teachers. Teachers and principals are trained professionals, they're held accountable for how their students do, and they teach a curriculum that's all about real-world skills. These countries are living proof that great public education is not a dream, it's an achievable goal. All right, now we're getting to the most important part of this whole explainer. Because look, a big system-wide change might take forever, but that does not mean you're powerless. In fact, the law has already handed you the tools you need to start forcing change from the bottom up, right now. I really want this to sink in for a minute. You do not have to wait for some new policy to be announced or for the next election. The power to make your local government school better is already yours. It's written into the law. The system has accountability built right in, and it's about time we all started using it. Meet your new best friend, the School Management Committee, or SMC. Now, don't confuse this with some informal PTA meeting. Nope, this is a legally empowered group, And the best part? Parents like you are the majority. A real active SMC has the actual legal power to greenlight the school's budget, to check if teachers are even showing up, and to demand that they fix everything from broken toilets to making sure there's clean drinking water. This is accountability, written right into the law. So what do you do with this power? Here's a super simple actionable plan. Step 1. Team up with other parents. You're stronger together. Step 2. Use the Right to Information Act, RTI, to get the hard data. Teacher attendance, school budgets, get it all. Step 3. Organize an open house visit. Go see the classrooms for yourselves. And Step 4. Create a parent report card and share it everywhere, especially on local WhatsApp groups. These 4 simple steps create transparency and pressure, and you can start seeing real changes in as little as a month. So what's the big takeaway from all of this? It's that this vicious cycle of crazy high private school fees and failing public schools, it can be broken. But it's not going to be broken by just complaining or waiting for some hero politician to save the day. It gets broken when we, as parents, as citizens, realize that we have the legal right and the collective power to walk into our local government school and demand better for our kids. The tools are right there. The only question is, are we going to use them?